The sun was setting over Busan, casting long shadows across the quiet suburban street. Jae-hwan Park stood next to his beloved Genesis coupe, his hands trembling slightly as he traced the unusual dents that had appeared overnight. The car was more than just a vehicle to him. It was a cherished memory of years of hard work and passion. Hae-jin Kim walked up the driveway, her steps measured and calm. She wore a simple black jacket and dark jeans, looking nothing like someone who had just committed an impossible act of vandalism. Jae-hwan's eyes narrowed as she approached. "You did this," he said, pointing at the perfectly symmetrical dents on his car's midnight blue surface. Each indent was smooth, almost surgical in its precision, unlike typical damage from a kick or collision. Hae-jin raised an eyebrow, her expression unreadable. "Did what?" she asked, her voice neutral and calm. Jae-hwan felt frustration building. They had broken up 3 months ago, and their relationship had ended quietly. Too quietly, he now realized. She had always been mysterious, working odd hours, rarely sharing details about her job or her past. "These dents," he insisted, "they appeared after you were here last night. How did you do this?" He expected her to deny it, to become defensive. Instead, she simply looked at the car, then back at him. The hint of something, amusement, curiosity, flickered in her eyes. "Prove it," she said softly. The way she said those words sent a chill down Jae-hwan's spine. It wasn't a challenge, it was a statement of fact. Neighbors had started to notice the commotion. Mrs. Park from across the street peered out her window, adjusting her glasses. 2 young children on bicycles slowed down, watching the interaction with wide-eyed curiosity. Jae-hwan realized he looked like a man losing his composure. A middle-aged professional engineer arguing with his ex-girlfriend about impossible car damage in the middle of a peaceful neighborhood. "I'll call the police," he said, reaching for his smartphone. Hae-jin didn't move. She didn't seem concerned. Her calm was more unsettling than any aggressive response would have been. As Jae-hwan dialed, he noticed something strange. The dents on his car seemed to shimmer slightly, as if they weren't completely solid. For a brief moment, the metal appeared to ripple like water, then instantly returned to its original form. He blinked, wondering if the stress was making him hallucinate. Hae-jin watched him, the faintest hint of a smile playing on her lips. She knew something he didn't, and whatever that something was, it was far beyond a simple car vandalism. The neighborhood remained quiet, unaware that this mundane scene was about to become something extraordinary. A simple dispute between an ex-couple would soon unravel a mystery that stretched far beyond their understanding. Jae-hwan didn't know it yet, but his life was about to change completely. The dents on his car were just the beginning of a story that would challenge everything he believed about reality, technology, and the world around him. As the last rays of sunlight disappeared and streetlights flickered to life, Hae-jin took a step closer to Jae-hwan. Her next words would be the first thread in a complex tapestry of secrets, technology, and unexpected revelations. "Would you like to know the truth?" she asked. The local police station buzzed with quiet activity when Jae-hwan submitted his report. Detective Park Sung-min listened carefully, his weathered hands drumming a slow rhythm on the wooden desk. The engineer's story sounded bizarre. Dents that appeared overnight, mysterious patterns that defied normal physics. "Show me the photographs," Sung-min requested. Jae-hwan pulled out his smartphone, swiping through images. The dents were unlike anything the detective had seen before. Each indent was perfectly symmetrical, with edges so clean they looked almost laser-cut. No scratches, no paint damage, just smooth, precise depressions in the car's metal body. The forensic team arrived later that afternoon. A young technician named Kim Dong-woo carefully scraped samples from the dented areas. Under the microscope, something remarkable emerged. Tiny metallic fragments, unlike any known terrestrial material, glimmered under the laboratory lights. "These aren't normal," Dong-woo muttered, adjusting his glasses. The fragments had an unusual electromagnetic signature. They seemed to pulse slightly, as if containing some internal energy. Traditional analysis methods failed to categorize or explain their composition. Local university researchers became intrigued. Professor Lee from the Advanced Materials Department requested additional samples. Her preliminary analysis suggested the material contained molecular structures that seemed engineered. Jae-won waited anxiously. Each report added more questions than answers. His ex-girlfriend Hai-jin remained unreachable. Her phone number was disconnected. Her workplace address led nowhere. Strange reports started trickling in. Other car owners in the neighborhood reported similar, inexplicable damage. Perfectly symmetrical dents, unusual metallic residues, no signs of physical impact. Government agencies began taking quiet, discreet interest. Detective Sung Min noticed a pattern. Every reported incident connected back to a single geographic area, a small radius around where Jae-won lived. Something was happening. Something unusual. The metallic fragments continued their mysterious pulse. Under specialized scanning equipment, they seemed to contain complex internal structures that defied current scientific understanding. No one could explain how the dents appeared. No one could understand the strange material left behind. Jae-won's simple car damage report was becoming something much larger. A mystery that would challenge everything people thought they knew about technology, physics, and the world around them. Something was definitely not normal. And it all started with a simple claim about an ex-girlfriend and a damaged car. The investigation was just beginning. A sleek black sedan rolled silently into Jae-won's apartment complex parking lot. Two men in tailored dark suits stepped out, their movements precise and calculated. They didn't look like typical government agents. There was something different about their demeanor. The taller agent, whose name tag read Kim Jae-sung, carried a slim black briefcase. His partner, slightly shorter with sharp eyes, scanned the surrounding area continuously. They weren't interested in Jae-won initially. Their target was someone else. Hai-jin Kim. Inside the local research facility, classified documents were being reviewed. The strange metallic fragments found on Jae-won's car matched something unexpected. Advanced technological signatures from a project that wasn't supposed to exist. "She's been monitoring us," the shorter agent whispered to Jae-sung. Jae-won watched from his apartment window, uncertain what was happening. His entire world had transformed from a simple car damage complaint to something far more complex. The agents knew Hai-jin wasn't an ordinary researcher. Her background contained deliberate gaps, carefully constructed to hide her true identity. Employment records showed she worked for multiple advanced technology firms, but none could confirm her exact role. Phone records revealed strange communication patterns, encrypted messages, unusual data transfers, nothing that could be easily traced or understood. The research facility had been tracking her for months. The car incident wasn't an accident. It was a deliberate reveal. Someone wanted something to be discovered. Surveillance footage showed Hai-jin meeting with unusual individuals, scientists, researchers, people who didn't exist on standard government records. Her movements were calculated, her interactions precise. Jae-won's car was more than just a damaged vehicle. It was a message, a signal, a piece of a much larger puzzle that was about to unfold. The agents knew they needed to talk to Jae-won. He was now unexpectedly connected to something far beyond his understanding. An ordinary engineer who had accidentally become part of an extraordinary situation. As evening approached, the black sedan moved closer to Jae-won's apartment. The investigation was entering a new phase. Something big was about to happen, and nobody was prepared for what would come next. The government research facility looked ordinary from the outside, a simple concrete building surrounded by modest fencing. But inside, complex machinery hummed with energy that seemed almost alive. Jae-won sat across from Hai-jin, who no longer looked like the woman he once knew. Her eyes held a different intensity, a knowledge that went beyond normal human understanding. Around them, scientists and researchers watched silently. "I work with technologies you can't imagine," she explained calmly. The car dents were a simple demonstration of gravitational manipulation. Her fingers touched a small device on the table. Suddenly, a metal cup began to float, rotating slowly without any visible support. Jae-won watched, speechless. The technology wasn't from Earth. It was something else entirely. Hae-jin explained she was part of a classified program studying extraterrestrial technologies. The car incident was intentional, a test to see how humans would react to something beyond their current scientific understanding. "You weren't supposed to notice," she said, her voice soft but firm. Researchers confirmed her story through complex data streams and technological evidence. The metallic fragments from Jae-won's car contained molecular structures that defied current scientific knowledge. "We've been preparing," one senior researcher mentioned. Preparing for a moment of technological transition. Jae-won realized he was witnessing something historic. Not just a personal dispute with an ex-girlfriend, but a potential turning point for human technological understanding. The facility contained multiple demonstration rooms. In one, objects moved without physical contact. In another, energy patterns shifted and transformed in ways that seemed impossible. Hae-jin wasn't just a researcher. She was a bridge between human understanding and something far more advanced. "Why me?" Jae-won asked. She smiled. "Some people are more perceptive. You notice details others would ignore." The government agents who had been tracking her stood nearby, monitoring every interaction. They understood the potential implications of this revelation. Outside, the world continued normally. People drove their cars, worked their jobs, lived their lives. They had no idea about the technological revolution brewing behind closed doors. Jae-won's life had changed forever. From an ordinary engineer to someone who now knew secrets that could reshape human civilization. The technological revelation was just beginning. 3 months after the initial car incident, Jae-won found himself in a completely different world. The government research facility had offered him a unique position, a bridge between human understanding and advanced technological research. His damaged Genesis coupe now sat in a secure government facility, preserved as the first physical evidence of an extraordinary technological encounter. Scientists continued studying its unusual dents, each analysis revealing more complex layers of understanding. Hae-jin had become more than just an ex-girlfriend. She was now a professional colleague, guiding Jae-won through the complex landscape of technological discovery. Her connections with advanced research teams opened doors he never imagined possible. The initial car damage report had transformed into something much larger. Government agencies from multiple countries started showing interest. Technological experts wanted to understand how a simple car incident could reveal such profound scientific mysteries. Jae-won's observational skills had become his greatest asset. Where others saw random damage, he had noticed patterns. Where scientists saw complexity, he saw potential. His engineering background combined with a natural curiosity made him an unexpected key in understanding these advanced technologies. Researchers discovered that the gravitational manipulation technology wasn't just about moving objects. It represented a fundamental shift in understanding physical laws. The dents on Jae-won's car were actually a sophisticated communication method, a message from technologies far beyond current human comprehension. International scientific conferences began discussing the implications. Experts from different fields, physics, engineering, materials science, all wanted to understand the breakthrough. Hae-jin explained that this was just the beginning. Humanity was about to enter a new phase of technological understanding. The car incident was merely a small demonstration of what was possible. Jae-won's life had completely transformed. From an ordinary engineer dealing with a car vandalism complaint, he was now at the forefront of potentially the most significant technological revelation in human history. The Genesis coupe, once a symbol of personal frustration, now represented humanity's first tangible contact with advanced technological frontiers. Its damaged surface told a story of unexpected discovery, of boundaries being pushed, of understanding expanding. Government facilities continued their research. Each day brought new revelations, new understanding. The world was changing, and Jae-hwan was unexpectedly at the center of this transformation. His friends and family couldn't understand the changes. Why was he working in such a secretive facility? Why did he seem different? But Jae-hwan knew something they didn't. Humanity was on the brink of a massive technological leap. The unexpected resolution wasn't just about solving the car damage mystery. It was about opening doors to technologies that could reshape human civilization. And it all started with a simple claim: my ex-girlfriend kicked my car.